Good afternoon, friends. How are you all today? It is wonderful to meet you through this media and talk to you once again about something very relevant to our daily life as well as to our spiritual growth. Today, I want to talk about something simple but very important. How often are we willing to accept our mistakes, whether they are small or big? The human tendency is to justify our own mistakes or put it on somebody else. Oh, I haven't done it. Somebody else had done it. And why do we do this? Even in our language. For example, you are in the kitchen and you drop a plate and broke the blade, china, and then you say, the plate broke, as if it fell on its own and had broken itself. This is a simple example, even in our languages. How do we use it in such a way, instead of accepting our own mistakes, we impute it on others or an object? Why we do this? Or even when you work in a bigger institution, we all bring in ideas for a project, and when the project ends well, everything goes so nicely, we always want to take credit. Oh, I gave that idea. That was my suggestion that came out and made this whole project so complete and successful. And something goes wrong, none of us in the group who put these things together, worked on a project, we don't want to take the responsibility. Why it didn't go well? We all need to introspect and find out. So, in every mistake, when I do a mistake, I have to say, yes, I did it. I'm sorry about it. I will correct it next time. Instead, if we keep justifying why it was a mistake, that's not my fault or none of my responsibility, the mistake remains as it is. It is not corrected. The moment a person, I or you, take the courage and the freedom to say, yes, it is my mistake, I acknowledge it, I'm sorry. And when you do that, what happens? The mistake disappears. You gain the freedom and courage not to do it again. But as long as you're justifying, you cannot improve yourself. You may repeat the same mistake. And this is psychologically part of our self acceptance. What is true self acceptance? It is embracing who you are without any qualifications, conditions, or exceptions. That means when I accept myself totally, I not only embrace the good, valuable, or positive about myself, I also must embrace the less desirable in me, the negative in me, and the ugly part of myself I have to embrace. That is true self acceptance. What if I am always accepting and flaunting my positive and valuable qualities in front of everyone? And when I do a mistake, I am not ready to accept and embrace the negative or ugly side of me. And that is not true self acceptance. So, whenever we are trying to justify our mistake and put that responsibility and onus on someone else, what we are doing, we are failing in self acceptance. Jesus never did that. He, when he welcomed Zacchaeus into his life and invited himself to visit his home, Jesus embraced Zacchaeus with all his mistakes, failures, and the past and present sins. He embraced him as he was. So, Jesus helped Zacchaeus by total acceptance of Zacchaeus, led him to accept his own failures, sins, and mistakes of the past. You know, he stood up in front of everybody and said, "Yes, I am a bad guy. I'm a tax collector. I did all these things to poor people, extorted money from them. I was greedy. I'm going to return fourfold whatever I have done to people." See, by self acceptance, by accepting Zacchaeus as he was, Jesus taught him how to accept himself totally with all his good and bad things in his life. And that is the only way we all can improve in our life. We, have, we may have many bad habits, we may have different traits that are not really good or acceptable to people, but the moment we accept they are not the right habits, they are not the right traits of my life, you start improving your life. You start moving toward perfection. That's what we all need to do. And we should teach that to our children. Only when parents teach that by their accepting their own failures and mistakes, they can teach the children also how to honestly acknowledge, embrace our own negatives and our undesirable parts of our life. I wish you all a wonderful day. Thank you for listening and God bless you.